Инквизитор. Мы разыскали бедную женщину, утверждающую, будто корифей истинный вестник Андраста. Она не агент Винатори, бедняжка просто помешалась после трагедии в убежище. С ней было несколько беженцев, которых мы перевели в Скайхолл. Здесь они уже начали понимать, как безумны были заявления сестры церкви и готовы представить Инквизиции свою помощь. Мать Жизель благодарна нам за то, что мы вернули сестру в целости и сохранности. Она помнит ее в юном возрасте и описывает как одаренную, но слабую. Она надеется, что забота и терпение помогут женщине вспомнить себя посол Монтерье. Командир, мы застали красных храмовников врасплох. Они пытались отбиться, но воинов Инквизиции их побороть не удалось. Лейтенант Кастрал. Миледи Инквизитор, разведчики в Западном пределе нашли источник питьевой воды, но их от него прогнал Виверн. Живущая здесь сестра Розалия уверена, что тварь крутится рядом и просто защищает территорию. Как бы то ни было, Виверна необходимо устранить, когда можно будет подобраться более безопасно. Командир, положение в грифоновых крыльях улучшилось. У нас есть источник воды, и в остальном почти все под контролем. Однако во время наших операций в пустыне мы разрушили несколько гнезд варгистов, и это ужасно и взбудоражило. Теперь они нападают на караваны, следующие по главному пути, и кормятся нашим провиантом. Так что нам трудно достать продовольствие от солдат. Что делать? Рыцарь Райло.
To work?
Соловей. После атаки Инквизитора последний Винатори покинул древнюю лабораторию. В ней наверняка остались тайны от Винатория, от древних тивентерцев или от тех и других. Нельзя оставлять их в пустыне навеки вечные. Рыбак.
Let's see what we have.
Командир, наша работа в пределе продолжается. Место это сложное, но солдаты стараются достойно нести знамя Инквизиции. Моральное состояние порой оставляет желать лучшего, но мы стараемся как можем. Рыцарь капитан Райло.
Inquisitor? Inquisitor.
No one to watch over, your worship. We either have many friends, or you've made short work of enemies.
have a moment.
What was that? Oh, my fellow researcher. What can I do for you?
My people have translated that to Vinta manuscript.
Studies on dragon hunting patterns? Migrations? Ha! Durant's theory that dragons can't see the color blue is refuted. With those dreadful raiders out of the way, we can finally lure out the abyssal high dragon. You should have the honor, my friend. I've made note of the appropriate spots in the wastes for you to place lures. Place this bait, and then wait. It will be a momentous achievement in draconology.
I'm off to plant the bait for the High Dragon.
I cannot wait to hear your observations. You must make note of how she circles the hunting area.
We'll have to speak some other time.
Baiting a dragon. On purpose. Right. Should have stayed home today. Let's try not to get eaten, shall we?
Мемориал. Страж Констебль Воландейс. Страж Аника Торсинг. Страж Бархандарн. Страж Керика. Страж Дурнам Эдукан. Страж Тамас Гаворн. Совершенные стражи, братья и сестры, мы чтим вашу жертву.
After more than 30 days, I have yet to observe the abyssal high dragon in... Oh. Yes? Can I assist you?
The High Dragon attacked me when I planted the bait. I'm afraid it's dead.
She attacked? How wonderful! You had a first-hand view of her behavior. Did you take any notes on her aggressive posturing? I suppose you wouldn't have. No matter. I should very much like to interview you. At a later time, of course. I could join your Inquisition. My expertise could be of use, and your scouts could help me find other specimens.
Certainly. I'm sure the Inquisition could use a draconologist.
Excellent. I'm sure my research will be of great use to you. Can I help you?
Are there any other notable dragons you've heard about?
There's supposed to be a smaller cousin of the abyssal high dragon roosting somewhere near here. A sandy howler, I believe. I heard rumors of a Vindsummer being spotted taking prey off the Storm Coast. Lovely dragons, remarkably aggressive. Jeannette sighted a Gomordan storm rider hunting in the Dales before. Well, it was her discovery. And I believe a Ferelden Frostback has claimed a measure of the hinterlands as her territory. There may be others, but no word of them has reached me.
Do not smirk at me, recruit. I will stick my boots so far up your ass.
Take a look. Just don't touch the merchandise. Some of it is poisoned.
Don't worry, Your Worship. We'll hold the bridge against anything.
No dark spawn is coming through here.
Созвездие Фенрира. Созвездие Фенрира, в народе называемое Белым Волком, всегда вызывало вопросы у ученых, поскольку в преданиях древнего Тивентера волки не занимали особого места. Некоторые считают этот факт сильнейшим аргументом в пользу теории о том, что в империи Тивентер специально подменяли древние эльфийские названия созвездий. В случае с Фенриром логично предположить, что созвездие соответствует эльфийскому богу Плуту Пенхареллу. Также существует версия, что название созвездия взято из древней неромеянской сказки о том, как волк, убегая от охотников, скрылся на небе. Однако достоверность существования этой сказки не подтверждена.
Stay on guard. This can't be all of them. There must be more. They're in. We need to seal that tunnel.
Knight Captain Ryland should see fewer darkspawn now.
The tunnel was opened from the outside. Someone was digging here.
Выцветшая записка с допросом. По-видимому, этот пергамент с выцветшими чернилами тюремной записи. Не будем обманывать себя и недооценивать силу, порожденную приливом чувств. Попомните мои слова. Если просто казнить, сами сделаем ее мученицей. Убедите Таль вас рассказать правду. Пусть это сладкоречивое исправит свой поступок. Они хотят оспорить власть Архонта, заявить, что у него хватка не крепка, а что будет, когда их ненаглядно Юния начнет петь хвалу судьям. Если Таль вас будет упрямиться, вы выдерите ей зубы. Посмотрим, сколько очарования в ней останется без миловидной улыбки. Пропавшая рабыня. Раб Тивентейн из Рима, пусть даже держим на плечах всю империю, нашими руками построены стены Минратоса, на наших спинах принесено по ненадежным тропам все его богатства. Писцы вроде меня пишут под диктовку письма, меняющие власть. Моя дочь Леонора, рабыня-кухарка, денно и ночно она гнет спину, чтобы магистрессу Дельфину не отвлекали мелкие неприятности вроде рваного платья или остывшего ужина. Обычно мы с Леонорой встречаемся подле кухни, но вот уже несколько дней ее там нет и никто ее не видел. Сразу в голову приходят бродящие по невольничьим рынкам истории о том, как в давние века города строили посредством магии крови, принося в жертву нашей жизни для возведения башен и стен. Тысячи рабов погибли на алтарях древних богов. Внушительное мраморное поместье магистрессы Дельфина должно быть стоит на костях сотен безвестных эльф. Но тогда были другие времена. Слова Андраста в адрес магии крови привели чуть ли не к запрету и избеганию этого направления. Нас продолжают наказывать, но вряд ли из раба будут цедить кровь, не говоря уже о жертвоприношениях на алтарь, без какой-никакой выволочки до того. И все же Леонора исчезла, а магистресса Дельфина не похожа сама на себя. Раньше у нее не было такой ауры. Ходят слухи, что ее злостный соперник недавно был подавлен и унижен в магической дуэли. Боюсь, нет, даже знаю, что ценой стала жизнь моей Леноры. Как бы я хотел поговорить с магистрессой Дельфиной на равных и потребовать ответа, но для нее это будет лишь забавой. Раб из Рима, он пустое место. Древний список заключенных. Этот крошащийся пергамент был записан еще до Второго мора. Эмиль Болин, воровство. Июня Талвес, разжигание инакомыслия, необходимо изолировать. Галус, принадлежащий дому Лартис. Заговор с целью измены. Отправить для дальнейших допросов. Цискера Атриус. Укрытие беглого преступника при полной осведомленности о его деяниях. Квинтин Невар, публичная непристойность, вынесение приговора всем преступникам начать через 3 дня с этого момента после возвращения Протера.
That doesn't sound good.
Смятая записка. Не было никаких признаков, что это место построено над старым уходом на глубинные тропы. Хотя порождения тьмы вызывали прискорбные осложнения, мы справились со сворой, которая вырвалась, и больше разговоров об этом я слышать не хочу. У нас хватит ресурсов, чтобы обеспечить безопасные раскопки на юге. Вы продолжите работать в коридорах и никаких больше жалоб. Либо можем использовать вас в качестве приманки для порождения тьмы, если они снова будут препятствовать нашей работе. Что так послужите, что так.
Venatory. They've been excavating. I take it breaking into dogs tunnels wasn't part of the plan.
Darkspawn and Venatory. Aren't we lucky?
Oh, wonderful.
Планы Винатори. Вы хорошо сделаете, если отметете все сомнения. Наши сведения мы передадим Луканусу, одному из самых доверенных слуг Корифея. Будьте благодарны, что вас вообще выбрали. Подумайте обо всей силе, которая таится в этих пустошах. Нам остается только ее найти. Когда она освободится, мы никогда больше не будем зависеть от лириумных настоек или грубой кровавой работы. Разве стать немного богоподобными не стоит любого риска? Такую мысль непривлекательной не назовешь. Мы должны дочисто выбрать каждую жилу, какой бы малой она ни была. Сделать меньше значит подвести его. Я должен проверить, как двигаются наши дела в порте Эхо. А по возвращению я хочу получить полный отчет о проделанной работе. Сервис.
Nothing's ever simple, is it?
The men here were laborers. Someone must have been coordinating their efforts. I doubt they stuck around to fend off Darkspawn.
Записка, забрызганная кровью. Великаны, полудикари. Здесь необходима твердая рука. Одного великана достаточно, чтобы убирать обломки во время рытья, но им необходимо руководить. Нам ведь не нужно, чтобы рухнуло все здание.
So they were using the giant as a beast of burden.
What a charming pet.
Тайный язык рабов. Несмотря на то, что большинство рабов в Тивентере неграмотны, им известны знаки, которые они могут выцарапывать на стенах или под мебелью незаметно от хозяев. Из-за региональных отличий расшифровка таких знаков может стать непростой задачей. В одном городе символ сжатого кулака означает хозяина-убийцу, в другом такой же знак символизирует хозяина сурового, но к убийству не склонного. Из-за безразличия к настроениям и страхам рабов, свойственного правящему классу, такой язык рисунков становится важным способом коммуникации. Тем более странным выглядит то, что сюжеты многих тивентерских комедий строятся вокруг абсурдных случаев неправильного понимания неразборчиво написанных знаков. Рабы, проявляя остроумие, пытаются отвести от себя вину и избежать казни. Быть может, зажиточных тивентерцев успокаивает вера в то, что их собственность может проявлять ум и человечность только в художественных произведениях.
moment.
Inquisitor.
Все в порядке, дороги безопасны, варгистов пока не видать, и грифоновые крылья растут. Райло. Командир, на этой неделе прибыла партия книг, а еще журнал из Валройо. Не ожидали, честно говоря, но у солдат разогрелся интерес. Развлечений здесь немного, так что всегда приятно вспомнить, что где-то есть большой мир. Передавайте привет и благодарность леди послу, рыцарь-капитан Райана. Леди Инквизитор, нам сообщили о заброшенной золотой шахте в холмах к югу от крепости Грифоновых крыльев. По словам местных, шахта до сих пор в рабочем состоянии. Ее покинули лишь потому, что из-за нападения порождения демонов добыча стала невозможной. Если мы отправим солдат обезопасить место и будем охранять все повозки в пути крепости, шахта даст весомый вклад в наш доход.
Inquisitor.
Леди Инквизитор, после того, как предательство было раскрыто, маркиза и ложный фон бежала в город. Наши попытки и преследования затруднены из-за труднопроходимости местности и присутствия в горах демонов. Узнав о наших трудностях с продвижением, силы стражи предложили свою помощь. Кажется, только они способны справиться с этой задачей. В любом случае, считаю необходимым продолжать преследование маркиза Буфон, если у нас есть такая возможность. Искренне ваша лейтенант Сюзанна Лоштек.
Let us begin.
This might interest you, sir.
More trained giants. Just what I was hoping never to see again.
ever notice how many casualties there are on our patrols?
It's no worse here than any other posting.
The Inquisitor does impossible things and never loses a man. She's Andraste's herald. She does miracles.
Созвездие Сатиналис. Созвездие Сатиналис, в народе называемое Сатиной в честь Луны или Сатинальей в честь праздника. На рисунках всегда изображалось в виде празднующего сияющего мужчины, играющего на лире. Следует отметить, что в древнем Тивинтере созвездие называлось Мартималис и изображалось в виде воина, держащего в поднятой руке отрубленную голову, обычно голову эльфа. Переименовать созвездие решили в век Верховной Жрицы, и теперь спустя 8 столетий старинное название практически забылось.
Do you think Corypheus will hear about this? I kind of wish I could see his face when he finds out.
На одном из камней еще можно прочесть фрагмент надписи «Последний шаг цивилизации перед пропастью». Элегантное письмо магистру Нантерии, Верантуманская канцелярия Протера. Милостивая госпожа, мне сообщили, что вы ищете опытного администратора, который мог бы руководить вашим горным предприятием, крупнейшим в 4 королевствах. Я бы хотел предложить свою скромную кандидатуру на этот пост. У меня действительно есть продолжительный опыт службы в качестве надзирателя многочисленных археологических раскопок в Западном пределе, а также опыт успешного руководства одновременно несколькими армиями наемников. В настоящее время я ищу новые возможности службы в менее засушливом климате подальше от Инквизиции. За подробным описанием моего опыта и прочего прошу вас обратиться к прилагаемому резюме. Искренне ваш Крас Сербис.
Still breathing. He's resilient, I'll give him that. Have some of the troops bring him in. I'll deal with him back at Skyhold. I think Blackwall would have liked to have been here for this.
This is one of the mages I spoke of. It's over. Thank you for bringing us here.
Тота. На этих вратах вырезаны символы Тота, древнего бога огня.
Dispatch for you. Let's find out what's inside.
These orders may take some time.
If you say so.
Heard you found something that had to do with wardens. Would have liked to have seen it.
Let's talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
Ah, the wardens. I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
Let's continue this at another time.
As you wish. I'll be here if you need me. Want a drink? I've a hankering for company. When I was a boy, there were these urchins who roamed the streets near my father's house. One day, they found a dog. A wretched little thing. It came to them for food. They caught it, tied a rope around its neck, and strung it up. Do you know what I did?
You stopped them? Cut the dog down?
I did nothing. Not a damn thing. It was crying. I saw the kicking legs, the neck straining and twisting, and I turned around. Went inside and closed the door. I could have told my father or alerted someone. I didn't. I just pretended it wasn't happening.
The coward's way out.
It was. I knew it then, and I know it now. I may as well have tied the noose myself. We could make the world better. It's just easier to shut our eyes.
When we first met, you were saving peasants from demons and outlaws. You're not a man who shuts his eyes. A little insane, maybe.
Of course you'd make light of it. You make saving the world look easy. The rest of us can only dream of matching what you've done. Don't you see? It's not just about what happened back then. There's always some dog out there. Some fucking mongrel that doesn't know how to stay away.
From Haven's fire come we, the able... There is an issue that you should address. I think it's worth your time, Inquisitor. Your worship graces me with blessed eyes.
Thank you for your investment in my investigations, Inquisitor. I've learned something, I think. I don't know.
What have you learned? Did you find out about the Fade?
I got a scraping that was cleaned off you, and it's weird. And the other rift bits, they're weird. It's just weird. I said weird, right?
Answers, Dagna.
Lyrium and the Fade linked, but dwarves and Tranquil not linked. But they work Lyrium, so they are, somehow. There's something there. I was face deep in a rune, and for a moment, I was tall. Really tall. And I thought all the thoughts.
You felt taller? How much taller?
Like mountain tall. Or I was the mountain. But I was moving. I felt dizzy. You know what I remembered? Watching a Shaperate carve the wall of memory, except big. Isn't that weird? Maybe there were fumes.
What do you mean when you say thought all the thoughts?
I don't know. As if for a moment I was around all my people, and my thought was all of theirs.
Your thoughts were their thoughts?
No, my thought was all of our thoughts, like parts. Ugh, words are mush. Maybe that's what the stone feels like. Or we think it feels like. If we think it feels. Creepy.
So Tranquil and dwarves are linked to Lyrium, but also not linked?
Like the lyrium needs to flow, but if you're part of it, it takes you with it. So you can't be part of it. That makes me sad. I'm not sure why. It seems like we should be part of it. Whatever it is. Or maybe we're the ones who make it happen. Whatever it is. You know what's frustrating? Answers that aren't answers. Blah!
Keep investigating, and let me know what you find.
I tried to make it happen again, but it wouldn't. Then I had a headache. And cocoa and a lie down. I'll keep at it. It's weird. Oh, and I made a rune. It's weird too. Be careful with it.
What do you want?
Any thoughts about our new tenant?
You sure she doesn't own the place? Acts like it.
No offense. It needed work.
And fine work she's done to it. And for you. Don't mind me. Been a lot of change lately. Cheery as sugared flowers she is.
I'll be back later.
I'll be here.
Your worship. No one to watch over, your worship. We either have many friends, or you've made short work of enemies.
Mayor Gregory Dedrick of Crestwood is present for betraying his own constituents. He confesses that, 10 years ago, he flooded Old Crestwood to kill refugees and villagers touched by the Blight. The mayor claims it was to spare the rest of Crestwood, but we only have his word.
If the mayor has anything to say in his defense, let him speak.
There's no cure for the Blight. But I couldn't convince anyone to leave a sick child or husband behind.
So you herded the infected into one place and flooded Old Crestwood? Were no innocents caught in the waters?
Nearly everyone in the village had the Blight. I swear it. Have mercy. I couldn't tell the survivors I'd drowned their own families to save them. I couldn't.
The Blight was your undoing. Let it also be your means of redemption. I give you to our allies in the Grey Wardens, to fight Darkspawn until the calling takes you.
I don't deserve the honor, your worship, but I'll do my best.
Before you is Service of the Minrathous Circle of Magi. You met him and his Venatori in the western approach. He admits to working for Corypheus, raising monsters, and using magic for conquest. He also used his connections to smuggle magical artifacts out of the approach, without his master's consent.
You stole from Corypheus. I don't know whether that's stupidly brave or bravely stupid.
I was hired by a third party. I've no loyalty to him. Might you find that useful, your worship?
I'm sorry, are you attempting to bargain with us?
Bargain? I plead. I throw myself on your mercy. I also have friends in Tevinter who owe me large debts. Leave what happened in the approach behind us, Inquisitor, and I can put them all at your disposal.
Leliana will assign agents to you. I expect them to inform me that you've been forthright. If you want redemption, you'll have to earn it.
I can more than pay my keep, Inquisitor. Thank you.
Something you wanted to talk about?
Carry on.
What can I do for you?
I'd like to know more about you, Solus.
Why?
You're an apostate, yet you risked your freedom to help the Inquisition.
Not the wisest course of action when framed that way.
I appreciate the work you're doing, Solus. I just wanted to know more about you.
I'm sorry. With so much fear in the air. What would you know of me?
What made you start studying the Fade?
I grew up in a village to the north. There was little to interest a young man, especially one gifted with magic. But as I slept, spirits of the Fade showed me glimpses of wonders I had never imagined. I treasured my dreams. Being awake, out of the Fade, became troublesome.
Did spirits try to tempt you?
No more than a brightly colored fruit is deliberately tempting you to eat it. I learned how to defend myself from more aggressive spirits, and how to interact safely with the rest. I learned how to control my dreams with full consciousness. There was so much I wanted to explore.
I gather you didn't spend your entire life dreaming.
No. Eventually, I was unable to find new areas in the Fade.
Why?
2 reasons. First, the Fade reflects the world around it. Unless I traveled, I would never find anything new. Second, the Fade reflects and is limited by our imaginations. To find interesting areas, one must be interesting.
Is this why you joined the Inquisition?
I joined the Inquisition because we were all in terrible danger. If Corypheus destroyed the world, I would have nowhere to lay my head while dreaming of the Fade.
Ah.
Inquisitor, that is why I joined, not why I stayed.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. In truth, I've enjoyed experiencing more of life to find more of the Fade.
How so?
You train your will to control magic and withstand possession. Your indomitable focus is an enjoyable side benefit. You have chosen a path whose steps you do not dislike because it leads to a destination you enjoy. As have I.
You said you traveled to many different places.
This world, or its memory, is reflected in the Fade. Dream in ancient ruins, and you may see a city lost to history. Some of my fondest memories were found in crumbling cities, long picked dry by treasure seekers, the best of the battlefields. Spirits press so tightly on the veil that you can slip across with but a thought.
Any place in particular?
I dreamt at Ostagar. I witnessed the brutality of the Darkspawn and the valor of the Ferelden warriors. I saw Alistair and the hero Ferelden light the signal fire, and Logain's infamous betrayal of Kaelin's forces.
I've heard the stories. It would be interesting to hear what it was really like.
That's just it. In the Fade, I see reflections created by spirits who react to the emotions of the warriors. One moment, I see heroic wardens lighting the fire, and a power-mad villain sneering as he lets King Kaelin fall. The next, I see an army overwhelmed and a veteran commander refusing to let more soldiers die in a lost cause.
And you can't tell which is real?
It is the Fade. They are all real.
Have you always traveled and studied alone?
Not at all. I have built many lasting friendships. Spirits of wisdom, possessed of ancient knowledge, happy to share what they had seen. Spirits of purpose helped me search. Even wisps, curious and playful, would point out treasures I might have missed.
I don't know of any spirits by those names.
They rarely seek this world. When they do, their natures do not often survive exposure to the people they encounter. Wisdom and purpose are too easily twisted to pride and desire.
You're saying that you became friends with Pride and Desire demons?
They were not demons for me.
Meaning?
The Fade reflects the minds of the living. If you expect a spirit of wisdom to be a pride demon, it will adapt. And if your mind is free of corrupting influences, if you understand the nature of the spirit, they can be fast friends.
I'm impressed that you could become friends with spirits.
Anyone who can dream has the potential. Few ever try. My friends comforted me in grief and shared my joy. Yet, because they exist without form, as we understand it, the Chantry declares that spirits are not truly people. Is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not his wit?
I hadn't thought about it that way, but I see your point.
Thank you. Few are willing to entertain such a notion.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye. Hello.
I'm interested in what you told me of yourself in your studies. If you have time, I'd like to hear more.
You continue to surprise me. All right, let us talk. Preferably somewhere more interesting than this.
Why here?
Haven is familiar. It will always be important to you.
We talked about that already.
I sat beside you while you slept, studying the anchor.
I wanted to know more about you.
This is about me. I ran every test I could imagine. Searched the Fade, yet found nothing. Cassandra suspected duplicity. She threatened to have me executed as an apostate if I didn't produce results.
I would never have agreed to that.
You were in no position to argue. You were never going to wake up? How could you? A mortal sent physically through the Fade. I was frustrated, frightened. The spirits I might have consulted had been driven away by the breach. Although I wished to help, I had no faith in Cassandra, or she in me. I was ready to flee.
If you'd run, Cassandra would have been certain of your guilt. She'd have hunted you down.
You are likely right. I told myself, one more attempt to seal the rifts. I tried and failed. No ordinary magic would affect them. I watched the rifts expand and grow, resigned myself to flee, and then... It seems you hold the key to our salvation. You had sealed it with a gesture. And right then, I felt the whole world change.
For all our sakes, I'm pleased that you stuck around.
As am I. You have fractured rules of man and nature, and you will shatter more before you are done. Visiting me here, even as a mage, it should not have been so easy for you.
What do you mean?
Where do you think we were?
This isn't real.
That's a matter of debate. Probably best discussed after you wake up.
so Varric knew where the champion was all along. That's the last time we sent Cassandra to interrogate.
Let's talk about you.
Me?
Bards tell tales. I bet you tell some good ones.
There are plenty of tales in the library. Perhaps you should look for them there.
What did you do before you worked for the Divine?
I was a bard, an Orlesian spy for many years. For a time I also served a small cloister in Lothering. After the Blight, the Divine called on me to oversee her personal network.
I should leave you to your work.
We can always talk later. I didn't get the chance to say so earlier, but welcome back to Skyhold. After that terrible journey through the Fade, it must feel good to stand on solid ground again, no?
I'm thankful to be back. No one should enter the Fade physically.
And you've done it twice now. Shall I count you fortunate or unfortunate?
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
What do you know of Morrigan?
She's changed. She used to be so disagreeable, cruel. She said things just to hurt people. Now the sharp edges have worn away. Perhaps it was Kieran. He seems so normal, like any other little boy. And so polite. Not that I was expecting anything else. I mean... never mind.
You seem to know Josephine quite well.
I met her a long time ago, but we didn't become good friends until years later. After the Blight, in fact. I'd just returned to Val Rayo, and she welcomed me back by throwing a diplomatic ball. She was the Antivan ambassador at the time, you see. The ball was... alright. Too many politicians. At midnight, Josie and I left to find a real party. We've been friends ever since.
What do you consider a real party?
It's not a real party until someone's small clothes are pinned to a chantry board. And that's all I'm saying about it.
We can continue this conversation later.
You know where I am. Inquisitor?
Anything I should know?
Celine has cemented power in Orlais. Good, we need an ally like her. At the moment, she's said to be rooting out the last of Gaspard's supporters. Once that is done, we will have a united Orlais behind the Inquisition.
I'll leave you to your work.
I set aside an entire shelf for Grey Warden lore, and so far it's not even half full. Those Wardens and their secrets.
Sleep well?
I've never done anything like that before. Do you regularly talk to people in dreams?
No. Consider that one more rule you have effortlessly broken in your rise to power. I had no idea that the anchor would allow you to dream with such focus. It is truly remarkable. But I am reasonably certain we are awake now. And if you wish to discuss anything, I would enjoy talking.
What do you know about the Fade?
What would you like to know?
I'd like to know more about the Breach.
Simply put, it is a tear in the veil between this world and the Fade, allowing spirits to enter the world physically. Small tears occur naturally when magic weakens the veil, or when spirits cluster at an area that has seen many deaths. But the breach is artificial. The anchor on your hand let you control it, and even opened a small rift at Adamant.
I'd like to know more about the Veil.
Circle mages call it a barrier between this world and the Fade, but according to my studies in ancient elven lore, that is a vast oversimplification. Without it, imagine if spirits entered freely. The Fade was not a place one went, but a state of nature like the wind.
It sounds like it would be wonderful.
And dangerous. But yes, a world where imagination defines reality. where spirits are as common as trees or grass. Instead, spirits are strange and fearful, and the Fade is a terrifying world touched only by mages and dreamers. I am glad that I'm not alone in seeing the beauty of such a world, along with the obvious peril.
I'd like to know more about demons.
Your Dalish say the demons hate the natural world, and seek to bring their chaos and destruction to the living. But such simplistic labels misconstrue their motivations, and in so doing, do all a great disservice. Spirits wish to join the living, and a demon is that wish gone wrong.
I doubt those things pouring out of the breach wanted to join the living. Eat, maybe. And what about the army of demons the Wardens were leading?
As you say, they were being led. Commanded, controlled. If a man sets fire to your house, do you lay the blame upon the torch he carried?
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Something wrong with your tea?
It is tea. I detest this stuff. But this morning, I need to shake the dreams from my mind. I may also need a favor.
You just have to ask.
One of my oldest friends has been captured by mages, forced into slavery. I heard the cry for help as I slept.
I'd be happy to help. What did these mages use to capture your friend? Blood magic?
A summoning circle, I would imagine.
I'm sorry?
My friend is a spirit of wisdom. Unlike the spirits clamoring to enter our world through the rifts, it was dwelling quite happily in the Fade. It was summoned against its will, and wants my help to gain its freedom and return to the Fade.
I thought spirits wanted to find their way into this world.
Some do, certainly. Just as many Orlesian peasants wish they could journey to exotic Rivain. But not everyone wants to go to Rivain. My friend is an explorer, seeking lost wisdom and reflecting it. It would happily discuss philosophy with you, but it had no wish to come here physically.
Do you have any idea what the mages want with your friend?
No. It knows a great deal of lore and history, but a mage could learn that simply by speaking to it in the Fade. It is possible that they seek information it does not wish to give, and intend to torture it.
All right, let's go get your friend.
Thank you. I got a sense of my friend's location before I awoke. I'll mark it on our map. Greetings.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Lady Inquisitor, Bonnie Sims at your service. Good fortune, Inquisitor.
The Spy Master has confirmed it. Blackwall is gone.
Go on. Liliana knows where he is, doesn't she? She knows everything.
She doesn't know everything, yet. Sister Liliana had us search the Warden's quarters. Not much to find, except this. It was missing from last week's reports. I don't know what Blackwall's interest in this particular matter is, but it could be a good place to start.
Смятый отчет. Смятый лист бумаги, вырванный из отчета для сестры Лилианы. В Лиатсе схвачен лейтенант Сирил Морне, один из солдат, виновных в убийстве земли Кая в году 937. Как и прочие арестованные участники, Морне настаивает, что не знал, на кого они нападают, и выполнял приказы капитана. Капитан Том Ренье до сих пор не пойман. Морне будет казнен в Валройо на этой неделе.
You've given up. That's your problem.
This is amazing. Convincing the Keeper took work, but I'm so glad you managed.
Were you there? Did you see what they did?
Straight across the throat. It was nothing. Empress of fire in the reign of the lion, eclipsed in the eye.
Again. Again. Come on! This is why the Qun doesn't like women fighting. I should have asked Cullen. Good one.
Perhaps you can take over.
Qunari training exercise to master your fear. I heard about the nightmare at Adamant. Sounded big.
Can you explain why I'm supposed to hit you with this stick?
Probably, if I try. It'd involve a lot of Qunari words, though. Just hit me with the stick, all right? I need to get over this demon crap.
All right.
There we go. Oh, yeah. Damn demon. Who's stuck in the fade, huh?
You fought in that siege. Every demon at Adamant wanted to tear you in half.
I bet, you demon assholes! And who killed you? That's right, Iron fucking Bull! I needed that. Thanks, boss.
Anytime.
Yes, sir.
And how much did you need?
Damn, these are good. Are these nuts or seeds or whatever? They're good.
I feel sun through the ashes in the sky. Where's the one who'll guide us into the night? What's begun is the world that will force this divide.
Very well.
What's to come is fire and the end of time.
Oh. I see.
I am the one.
I'll keep an eye out.
Man, those
Thank you.
serving girls are frisky.
So, how did you get the name Iron Bull?
I picked it. We don't have names under the Qun. Just, I don't know. Job descriptions, I guess. When I came to Orlais, I chose the Iron Bull for myself.
But why specifically Iron Bull?
This may surprise you, but I really like hitting things. Also, it's the Iron Bull, technically. I like having an article at the front. It makes it sound like I'm not even a person, just a mindless weapon. An implement of destruction. That really works for me.
I'd like to know more about the Qunari.
You writing a book?
It's your culture, and I'd like to know you better.
You could just ask.
I am.
All right. What do you want to know?
The word Qunari, is that the race or the religion?
Both. Kind of. The humans and elves who follow the Qun are the Vidathari. The Qunari who break away from the Qun are Talvasha, deserters.
What about Kunari who existed before the Kyun?
The people we came from. They're called the Kasith, but we don't use that word for the race. We came south to Thedas because the Kasith were... I don't know. We had to leave. The stories aren't clear. But I don't expect they look much like us. Whatever they are.
What's to come is fire, the end of time.
How is everyday life different for Kunari?
Depends on your job, I guess. Some are just about the same. A baker in Valroyo gets up, gets dressed, and starts work. A baker in Parvolan does the same thing. They don't care about the Empire or the Kyun. Mostly they worry about breaking eggs and hope the dough rises right.
It can't be exactly the same. The Kunari have no personal freedoms.
How many personal freedoms do you figure that baker in Valroyo has? Life isn't about freedom. The baker in Parvolan wonders if she'll be given enough eggs to do her work. Will they come on time? Will the kitchen workers get her bread while it's fresh, or will they come late and blame her 'cause it's stale? Same crap in Valroyo. People are just people.
What's it like growing up under the Kyun?
The Tamasrans raise us in these units of kids all our own age. They're like teachers or chantry sisters. They also helped figure out what jobs we should do. They had me pegged for military work early on. When they learned I could hit stuff and lie, they started training me for the Ben Hasra.
That must have been a good day for you.
Yes, it's like being a block of stone with a sculptor working on you. One day, the last of the crap gets knocked off, and you can see your real shape. What you're supposed to be. That's a good day.
I've heard there's no marriage among the Kunari.
Yeah, that's true. Kunari love our friends like anyone does, but we don't have sex with them.
Kunari don't have sex?
Oh, we definitely have sex. They're Tamasrans who pop your cork whenever you need it.
Seriously?
Yes. It's not a big deal like it is here. It's like, I don't know, going to see a healer. Sometimes it's this long, involved thing. It takes all day, leaves you walking funny. Other times you're in and out in 5 minutes. Thank you. See you next week.
I could work with that.
I know, right? No drama. Still, it's more fun here. Fewer rituals, more making it up as you go along. Plus, you folk have redheads. Redheads.
How do the Kunari rule themselves?
It's pretty simple. We've got the matriarchy, the priesthood, and the military. The priesthood figures out how Kunari should live in theory. The matriarchy makes it work in practice. And the military keeps the Kunari safe from outside threats.
Does it actually work like that? Is there much infighting?
Not like you're thinking of. People disagree, yeah, but the priests are there to solve disagreements. Here in Olay, politicking comes from people putting their own gain ahead of the gains of society. If you do that among the Kunari, the Ben Hasrath set you straight, or kill you.
Do you ever think about what would happen if the Kunari conquered Orlais or Ferelden?
Some folks, like Cassandra or Cullen, would do fine if they didn't die fighting. Those two love rules. But the mages... Vivienne's too political. Dorian's too arrogant, and Solus is just... weird. They'd all end up dead. Or worse. They'd kill Cole, cause, you know, demon. And Sarah would end up with her mind broken, sweeping floors in some shop. So, to answer your question, no, I don't think about it much at all.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
Can you come to see? As you once were blind in the light, now you can see. In our strength we can rely, in history.
Hey, that elven redhead who makes the buns in the kitchen. Is she available? because I'm getting signals.
You said we should go get some drinks and meet your company.
Yeah, come on. It'll be fun. Ah, good. We're not drinking alone. How you doing, creme de la creme?
Your worship. I'm so glad he has someone new to hit with that joke.
Is he always like this?
I'm afraid so. The chief loves his nicknames.
Hey, when I was growing up, my name was just this series of numbers. We all give each other nicknames under the Qun.
They ever wear shirts under the Qun, chief? Or do they just run around binding their breasts like that?
It's a harness, creme.
Yes, for your pillowy man bosoms. Let me know if you need help binding. You could really chisel something out of that overstuffed look.
Wait, are you... I didn't realize.
You didn't? Well, great. Now we can all talk about it.
In Kunadar, creme would be an Akunathlak. That's what we call someone born one gender but living like another.
And Kunari don't treat those Akun people any differently than a real man.
They are real men, just like you are.
Maybe your people aren't so bad after all.
Don't get your hopes up, creme. We still come down hard on the back talk. Anyway, here's the rest of the charges, or what's left of the rest. A lot of them went looking for stronger drinks. We've got Rocky and Skinner there, and over there are Stitches, Dalish, and Grim. Crazy bunch of assholes, but they're mine.
Were you born on the surface, or are you from Orzammar?
Orzammar. I got exiled. Stupid noble crap. Also, I accidentally blew up a bit of the shape rate.
Rocky's one of our best sappers. He can take down enemy fortifications faster than a golem.
I'm also working on my own version of Kunari black powder. I've almost got it.
Yeah, you really don't.
Grim, is it?
Grim doesn't talk much. I'm pretty sure he's the lost king of some small country, or a chieftain. Something like that.
Why aren't you with your clan?
Our keeper thought I should see the world a little.
Dalish don't have Templars, so they can't have too many mages in a clan at once.
Now, sir, you know I'm not a mage. That'd make me an apostate.
You carry a staff, Dalish.
It's a bow.
A bow with a giant glowing crystal at the tip?
Yes, it's for aiming. Old elven trick you wouldn't understand.
I take it you're the company healer.
Yes, first time I ever picked up a sword was when the Blight hit Ferelden. Never put it back down.
He makes a potion that'll put you right back on your feet after even the toughest fight. It tastes terrible, though.
That's because it's a poultice, sir. You're not supposed to drink it.
So, how'd you join the charges?
Killed some people.
Skinner didn't take kindly to nobles testing their new swords on the elves in her alienage.
Bull took me in. Now I get paid to kill shams.
This is actually really good behavior for her. She's not marking her territory or anything.
You've got a good company, Bull.
Ah, we do all right.
Man can beat the Chargers, cause what hits you where it hurts. Unless you know a tavern with loose cards and looser skirts. For every bloody battlefield we'll gladly raise a cup. No matter what tomorrow holds, our horns be pointing up.
Thanks for coming by, boss. Glad you could meet some of my team. Hey, boss. How are you?
I'd like to hear more about the charges.
Always happy to talk about my guys. What do you want to know?
How did you start the group?
It's easy to make a name for yourself as a merc when you're a head taller than most folks. I spent a year or two working for Fisher's Bleeders, but their captain was crap. Figured I could do better, The best folks in the Bleeders agreed with me, so we split off.
I imagine Fisher disagreed.
He came at me. I snapped his sword in half, and we talked things out over drinks.
What are the craziest jobs you've ever taken?
Besides this one, there's a lot of violence between the nobles here, but that's standard work. The fun stuff is when they party. They always want to impress each other, and that means getting something shiny.
We've hunted wyverns, fought through caves to find some old magical crap.
Even when giant baiting once.
What's giant baiting?
So this old guy, Comte Van Chess, has some kind of a pageant planned, but he needs a giant, which is off in some damn cave. He's got some kind of rare charm to control the giant, but no way he's going into that cave himself. So we go in, kill some spiders, find the giant, and wake it up. It attacks us because, of course, it does, and we let the big bastard chase us outside where Van Chess is waiting.
That was actually your plan, to let a giant chase you?
Yeah, we had to stay out of reach, but close enough that it wouldn't give up. It was tricky. Good news is the giants are slow. Long as my guys ahead could clear out the spiders, we were fine. Bad news is the giant spiderwebs slow you down a bit more than you think.
But at least Comte Van Chess got his giant for the pageant.
Turned out that charm was a phony. Giant ate the poor guy alive. It's okay, though. We still got paid.
You have people from plenty of different backgrounds in your group.
Yes, well, when you're in Orlais and you look like me, you can't be picky about who you take in. A lot of them got turned away from other companies that didn't want a knife here, or a crazy dwarf. Their loss. You get my back in a fight and carry your own weight, you're good with me.
I'd like to know more about Krem.
He's a good soldier, and a better second-in-command. The troops need someone to complain to when I'm being a hard-ass. He's good for that.
You don't have any problems with him being a woman?
He's not a woman. Look, I've got horns, you've got pointy ears, and those freaky big elf eyes. We're probably not the best people to go around deciding what's normal. Krem's a good man. I don't give a nug's ass that it's a little harder for him to piss standing up.
You don't have a problem with him being from Tevinter?
Nah.
But you hate the Vince.
Sure, but he's not a Vint. He's just Krem. I can get worked up about a group or a nation just fine, but people... It's too much work to hate them one by one.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss. I can't understand how those women in the kitchen can be awake so early after the night we had.
I'd like to know more about your work with the Ben Hasrath.
Ben Hasrath is actually a general term. You've got the secret police who investigate problems inside our territory. You've got the re-educators who take people with problems and fix their minds. Or make them disappear. And then you've got the spies.
How do the re-educators work?
I only know the basics. Wasn't my area. That said, keep a man awake long enough. Ask the right questions, give the right potions, and you can get him to say anything. You don't need blood magic or demons to change someone's mind. We're a lot more fragile than we'd like to believe.
You can alter someone's beliefs that easily.
One of my friends was a re-educator. He said that every memory is like the page of a book. When you examine a memory, you're turning to that page, and when you're there, the page is laid bare. Write a few notes in the margins of the page, erase a word here and there, and your whole outlook changes. I always felt a little weird reading after that conversation.
The re-educators sound horrible.
Yeah, they probably do. Here's the thing, though. What happens in Orlais when you commit a crime or betray a lord? They just lop your head off. At least the Qunari try to fix you.
None of those sound exactly like you.
Yeah, I was a special case. They sent me to Saharan because they needed someone who could fight and hunt down problems. That whole island was a sack of cats. Incursions from Tevinter, Tal Vashath, and native rebels fighting both sides. And in the middle, me, trying to wrangle the rebels and restore order.
You seem like the type who enjoys a good fight.
There's a good fight, and there's finding out who put rat poison in the bread and killed a bunch of children. I hunted down a lot of rebels. Lost a lot of friends to the Vince, or the Fog Warriors, or the Tal Vashath. One day I woke up and couldn't think of a damned reason to keep doing my job. Turned myself into the re-educators.
Not many people would have the courage to do that.
I thought about letting some rebel kill me, but I couldn't give any of those bastards the satisfaction. The Ben Hasrath ordered me to go to Orlais, ostensibly as a Tal Vashath, and work undercover. That's how I ended up here.
That's, damn.
You did ask. Anyway, nice talking with you. Good to see you, boss.
Can you tell me more about Saharon?
It was a damn ugly place. Only getting uglier when I left. Between the Fog Warriors, the Tal Vashath, my people, and the Vince. You were lucky to go a day without blood. What do you want to know?
What were the Fog Warriors like?
They were the worst of the rebels. They trained for stealth attacks. They made this fog. I never saw any mages, so I figured it was alchemy, not magic. They were almost invisible in it. I'd be on patrol in the market square. The fog would roll in, and before I knew it, half my squad dead without a sound.
It almost sounds like you admire them.
They didn't use poison. They didn't hurt civilians, and they were damn good fighters. You have to respect that. Plus, they hit the Vince as hard as they hit us. Hearing some terrified Magister scream, "My slaves! Where are my slaves?" in the fog always put a smile on my face.
Tell me about the Tal Vashath.
When Qunari can't handle the fighting in Saharan or lose faith in the Qun, they go rogue. They flee into the wilderness and turn into bandits, attacking everyone. They're vicious, savage. You look at them and you can see why my people needed the Qun to stay civilized.
Isn't that what you did, though?
Hey, when I burned out, I didn't go rogue. I reported in and went where the Ben Hasrath sent me. I'm doing my job, serving the Qun out here. I'm not some bandit. I am nothing like them.
Tell me about the Tevinter people you fought.
The Vince sent forces to Saharan every autumn. Guess they didn't like the summer heat. We had some good fights on the beaches, standing in knee-high water foaming red with blood, ships on fire around us. The cities were worse. Free bit of advice. Don't let the Inquisition forces get suckered into urban combat.
Why do you hate Tevinter forces so much? What makes them so bad?
It's not their armies. It's their spies. They bloodied Saharan year-round, killing loyalists, supporting rebels. Alam had no city administrator. Nobody would accept the position. The last 4 who held it died inside a year. Trying to conquer a country is one thing. Making it so nobody can live there, that just screws everyone.
What are things like for the natives of Saharan?
I remember one guy. He made these things, fish wrapped in thin bread. Nice guy. Talked to him every morning. So, one time I'm asking about his bad back, and I see he's nervous, trying to tell me something with his eyes. Next thing I know, his assistants draw knives and come at my team. The rebels had forced him to poison my food.
And then?
I'd seen how nervous he was, so I hadn't eaten anything. A couple of my guys weren't so lucky. We killed the rebels. I lost 2 men to the poison, another to knife wounds. My friend who made the fish wraps died with a knife in his throat. Close quarters fight. He was caught in the middle. That is what things are like for the natives of Saharan.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss. Good to see you, boss.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
Your worship?
Can you think of any other tasks suitable for the charges?
You sealed the main rifted adamant, but the fortress is still a mess. Demons, darkspawn, making knows what. I could take Rocky out there with some of the boys. They know how to bring down walls. We can't close rifts, but we can bury the bastards under a ton of rubble.
Can we talk about the Bull's charges?
Best company you'll find from here to the Anderfells. In my time with the Chief, we've gone up against everything from bandits to magic trees. We're expensive, but you'll never doubt we're worth it. Want to know anything in particular?
Do the charges specialize in anything from a tactical standpoint?
Bull doesn't want us large enough to work as an army. We're better as shock troops, as skirmishers. We've got archers for hitting enemy infantry, Dalish with more archery, and Skinner and her people on the flanks. Rocky handles fortifications and traps, and Stitches keeps us all fighting. They mostly hold back. I'll lead the frontline fighters with Grim, and the Chief goes wherever he can hit something.
You said something about everything from bandits to magic trees. I'll admit to some curiosity.
Right. Sylvans. That's what Dalish called them. Apparently spirits can possess trees, too. Some noble in the Dales, and they really don't like it when you call them Dalish nobles, had a haunted forest. His family had abandoned the land, but he wanted it back. The Chief bought us all axes, and in we went. Between the axes and the torches, the Sylvans weren't too bad. Worst part was the squirrels.
Are there rules for how mercenaries operate?
If you don't want some noble to treat you like bandits, yes. There's also a code of conduct most companies hold to. Keeps things civilized on the battlefield. We accept surrenders for ransom from mercenaries, nobles, and soldiers wearing a lord's colors. Our prisoners are treated well, injuries tended. We'd want the same for any of ours who got captured.
We'll talk later.
Your worship?
Can you think of any other tasks suitable for the charges?
A few Orlesian nobles didn't like how things ended at the Winter Palace. They're not rebelling outright, but they've brought in mercenary companies in preparation. The charges have a good reputation. If we go in, we can buy the companies out from underneath them. The nobles will lose the men they meant for causing trouble, and the Inquisition gets some fresh blood.
We'll talk later.
Your worship?
Can you think of any other tasks suitable for the charges?
Nothing jumps out at me. If I come up with any ideas, I'll let you know.
We'll talk later.
Could be better.
Thank you.
Wardens harm their own. The day finds you of well and sturdy health?
No, they don't. It's just what I heard.
She looked through me, from the garden.
Count yourself fortunate.
We'll make
I
good
not
use
wish
of
to
it.
be considered a rival and thereby worthy of attention.
Hey, it's you again.
So you like to have fun. The Inquisition seems an odd fit. Why are you really here?
Maybe you'll be fun, yeah? And to help people.
It's starting to sound like you're looking for something more.
It is. Mostly. Okay, fine. There's talk and... I want to see.
See what?
I don't know. I've got all this chantry stuff in my head, and it makes sense, right? But it's fuzzy. I want to see if it's all really real. I just don't know if I want to really know. So I'm selfish. It's all for me. Count yourself lucky, I guess.
Do you have any worries about how my magic is developing?
Really? You have to ask what's so bad about the magic stuff. Rift, whatever. You know, like a tearing up the world.
Rift Mage, so I can understand Fade forces.
Not helping. I don't understand that stuff. It's scary to anyone smart enough to think for a second. You shouldn't be scary. You're the Inquisitor.
What has you so scared?
You really don't know? Most people are scared. I mean, there's lots of mages here, but most never see one. Never. You're weird, and I know you, so you're not scary. But lots of people don't know you. I don't want you to be just a scary mage.
Sarah, I couldn't be like that. Not and disappoint you.
Give me the shivers, you know? Yeah, you know. All right. It's all fine again.
Are things playing out the way you expected?
About time we turned around on this Cariffy whatever. Make him feel like he's on the wrong end of the dogs for once, yeah?
Corypheus.
Cariffinus.
Corypheus.
Sack Splash. I know his name. Doesn't deserve the respect of me saying it, does he?
What do you think about the people who have gathered?
Which? The ones who do things or the ones who give orders?
Thoughts on Iron Bull?
He makes me wonder about things. I mean, what do their women look like? Woof.
What's your opinion of Vivienne?
She's a bitch, but she knows. She better.
Any thoughts about Warden Blackwall?
He's too good, right? I'd like to see him out of that uniform. Not like that.
What about Cole?
I'm not saying nothing about that. That thing is just wrong.
What about Dorian?
He's fun. Could lose a bit more to Vinter.
Thoughts about Cassandra?
Not as buttoned up as she plays, right? Tough, though. I'd stand behind her in front of anything.
Anything to say about Varric?
Varric? Too clever. Always saying something, but never saying it straight.
What do you think about our spymaster, ambassador, and commander?
No, not messing with Leliana. Pretty, but wow. Just bards, right? Now, Josephine, she's as good at humbling her kind as I am. Just with less mess. Knows her business, if you have to have it. And you're Cullen Woolen.
Cully Woolly.
And lots of men under him. Needs a woman over him. Because positions.
What about Solus?
Solus? His head's crammed up 1,000 years ago.
We'll talk later.
Good, right? I'll be here. Back, yeah? Always good.
I'll be back if I need you.
Go on.
I would have been merciful with the mayor. He made a terrible decision.
That's because he wouldn't have had family in his way.
Our soldiers handled themselves well in Adamant.
We've come a long way since Haven.
I fear there's still a ways to go, but we're prepared.
Миледи Инквизитор, свою помощь в поисках маркиза Буфон предложила леди Жанет Лагасп, но, как выяснилось, она в союзе с маркизой. Ее войско напало на нас в очень неудачный момент, и серые стражи понесли большие потери. После кровопролитной битвы нам все же удалось обнаружить в Вермонтских пиках тайное укрытие маркиза Буфон. С прискорбием сообщаю, что в результате недавних операций серые стражи понесли слишком много потерь и больше не смогут участвовать в боях. Последние войны погибли доблестно, сражаясь за Инквизицию. Я выслал на их личные вещи войска лейтенант Сюзанна Клошсек. Инквизитор, согласно уже высказанным мной рекомендациям, я хотел бы получить разрешение на отправку части быков в крепость Адамант. Инквизиция уже нанесла ей значительное повреждение. Мы можем довершить начатое, чтобы крепость не превратилась в убежище для демонов, Винатории или иных возможных врагов. Лейтенант Кремезиус Акласи.
Inquisitor.
Серпис, член Винатории, предложивший свою помощь Инквизиции после поимки, сообщил о местонахождении неких старинных магических артефактов, которые он вывез из западного предела. Он утверждает, что ему необходим небольшой отряд помощников и приличная сумма денег, чтобы выкупить их для Инквизиции.
Inquisitor?
Thank you for this, Inquisitor. We are not far from where my friend was summoned. My friend. Ah!
The mages turned your friend into a demon.
Yes.
You said it was a spirit of wisdom, not a fighter.
A spirit becomes a demon when denied its original purpose.
So they summoned it for something so opposed to its own nature that it was corrupted. Fighting.
Let us ask them.
A mage! You're not with the bandits? Do you have any lyrium potions? Most of us are exhausted. We've been fighting that demon.
You summoned that demon! Except it was a spirit of wisdom at the time. You made it kill! You twisted it against its purpose!
I understand how it might be confusing to someone who has not studied demons, but after you help us, I can...
We are not here to help you.
We came to help your friend. Any way to do that now that it's a demon?
You cannot befriend a demon? However amicable it might appear, it must...
Shut up! You summoned it to protect you from the bandits.
Yes.
You bound it to obedience, then commanded it to kill. That is when it turned. The summoning circle. We break it, we break the binding. No orders to kill, no conflict with its nature, no demon.
What? The binding is the only thing keeping the demon from killing us. Whatever it was before, it is a monster now.
Inquisitor, please!
Rifts are gateways to the Fade. I can use that magic to overload the binding more quickly.
Thank you. We must hurry!
Tel Abalos en Asel Atalim. Mamilava Halani. Malasuladinadas. Magilani Midanam.
Manuvinen. Dareth Shiral.
I heard what it said. It was right. You did help it.
No. I must endure.
Let me know if I can help.
You already have. All that remains now is them.
Thank you. We would not have risked the summoning, but the roads are too dangerous to travel unprotected.
You tortured and killed my friend.
We didn't know it was just a spirit. The book said it could help us.
Damn them all. I need some time alone. I will meet you back at Skyhold. Inquisitor.
Guess I owe Varric an ale. I wasn't sure you were coming back.
Neither was I for a time. But only a short time. You were a true friend. You did everything you could to help. I could hardly abandon you now.
Where did you go?
I found a quiet spot and went to sleep. I visited the place in the Fade where my friend used to be. It's empty. But there are stirrings of energy in the void. Someday something new may grow there.
What happens when a spirit dies?
It isn't the same for mortals. The energy of spirits returns to the Fade. If the idea giving the spirit form is strong, or if the memory has shaped other spirits, it may someday rise again.
You're saying your friend might come back?
No, not really. A spirit's natural state is peaceful semi-existence. It is rare to be able to reflect reality. Something similar may reform one day, but it might have a different personality. It would likely not remember me. It would not be the friend I knew.
I'll let you get back to work.
All right. Thank you again.
Come on, Krim. I'm working my ass off trying to get you to see that move.
You still got plenty of arse left, Chief. Your worship.
Glad you came by. I got a letter from my contacts in the Ben Hasrath. Already verified it with Red.
Do you want to discuss this alone?
Not like I was hiding it from my boys. Besides, right now, I need to hit something.
You know they've got training dummies, Chief.
The training dummy might actually defend itself against the shield bash. Anyway, the Ben Hasrath letter.
What did the letter say?
The Ben Hasrath have been reading my reports. They don't like Corypheus or his Venatori. And they really don't like Red Lyrium. They're ready to work with us. With you, boss. The Qunari and the Inquisition, joining forces.
That could be a powerful alliance.
My people have never made a full-blown alliance with a foreign power before. This would be a big step. They found a massive Red Lyrium shipping operation out on the coast.
They wanted us to hit it together. Talked about bringing in one of their dreadnoughts. Always wanted to see one of those big warships in action.
Did you see that? Go get some water. They're worried about tipping the smugglers, so no army. My chargers, you, maybe some backup.
What does this alliance really get us?
They wouldn't use the word alliance if they didn't mean it. Naval power. More Ben Hasrath reports. Qunari soldiers pointed at the Venatori. It could do a lot of good.
You don't seem entirely happy about this.
No, I'm good. It's... I'm used to them being over there. It's been a while.
I thought the Qunari wanted to extend their reach to the whole world.
Yeah. Just didn't think I'd see it. Look, the Qun answers a lot of questions. It's a good life for a lot of people. But it's a big change, and a lot of folks here wouldn't do so well under that kind of life. I guess it's not like we're converting. This is just us joining forces against Corypheus. On that front, I think we're good.
I think the Inquisition could use some help from the Qunari.
Good. I'll pass on word to Cullen and Red. We can set up the meeting whenever you're ready. All right. Our Kunari contact should be here to meet us.
He is. Good to see you again, Hisrad.
Gat! Last I heard, you were still in Saharan.
They finally decided I'd calmed down enough to go back into the world.
Boss, this is Gat. We work together in Saharan.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Inquisitor. Hisrad's reports say you're doing good work.
Iron Bull's name is Hisrad.
Under the Qun, we use titles, not names.
My title was Hisrad, because I was assigned to secret work. You can translate it as Keeper of Illusions, or...
Liar. It means liar.
Well, you don't have to say it like that.
I look forward to working together.
Hopefully this will help both our peoples. Tevinter is dangerous enough without the influence of this Venatori cult. If this new form of lyrium helps them seize power in Tevinter, the war with Kunandar could get worse.
With this stuff, the Vince could make their slaves into an army of magical freaks. We could lose Saharan, and see a giant Tevinter army come marching back down here.
The Ben Hasrath agree. That's why we're here. Our dreadnought is safely out of view, and out of range of any Venatori mages on shore. We'll need to eliminate the Venatori, then signal the dreadnought so it can come in and take out the smuggler ship.
What do you think, Bull?
Don't know. I've never liked covering a dreadnought run. Too many ways for crap to go wrong. If our scouts underestimate enemy numbers, we're dead. If we can't lock down the Venatori mages, the ship is dead. It's risky.
Riskier than letting Red Lyrium into Minrathos?
There might be Venatori mages on the ship as well, if the dreadnought can't handle them.
It's unlikely there'll be more than 2 or 3 mages on the ship, and they'll be dead by the 3rd shot. On land, though, a half-dozen Venatori attacking the dreadnought from cover could do some serious damage.
If it's dangerous for the dreadnought close to shore, why not attack when the smugglers reach open water?
Any decent smuggling ship can outrun a dreadnought on open water. We need to catch them close to shore.
I could have crushed any Venatori resistance with the Inquisition's main forces. Why not use them?
Because then the Venatori would have seen you coming and run. They'd schedule a new shipment for later, and our spies might not know when or where. This is risky, yes, but it's our best chance to destroy the shipping operation permanently.
Let's go hold up our end of this bargain, then.
My agent suggested 2 possible locations the Venatori may be camped to guard the shore. There, and there. We'll need to split up and hit both at once.
I'll come with you, boss. Krem can lead the charges. Let me fill him in. Come by when you're ready to move. Once they're down, send up your signal. That'll let the Dreadnought know it's safe to come in.
Understood, Chief.
Remember, you're gonna want a volley to start, but don't get suckered into fighting at range. They've got mages.
It's all right. We've got a mage of our own.
I'm not a mage.
Get in close and take their enchanter down before he takes over the battlefield.
He'll be dead before he knows it.
Just pay attention, all right? The Vince want this Red Lyrium shipment bad.
Yes, I know. Thanks, Mother.
Kunari don't have mothers, remember?
We'll be fine, Chief.
All right, Chargers. Horns up!
Horns up!
Ready whenever you are, boss.
I'm ready to head out, Bull.
Right. Chargers, hit 'em hard and hit 'em fast. When this is over, drinks are on me.
You got it, Chief. Charges! Double time! Let's move!
Gave your charges the easier target.
You think?
Lower and farther from the smuggler's ship, it's much less likely to be heavily defended.
Suppose we'll do the heavy lifting then. Just like old times.
Be careful. My agent said to expect opposition ahead of the main camp.
We've all done this a few times, Gat.
You've been living outside the Kyun for years now, Iron Bull. Just wanted to make sure your reflexes hadn't gotten as soft as the rest of you.
Ouch.
Can you make out any of your mercenaries down there?
Not from here. Probably a better view once we take the Vince camp.
Worried?
They're my men. I've been with some of them for years. We're clear, Gat.
Right. Signaling the Dreadnought.
Chargers already sent theirs up. See them down there?
I knew you gave them the easier job.
There's the Dreadnought. That brings back memories. Nice one. Crap.
The Chargers can't stand against that kind of force.
No, they can't.
Your men need to hold that position, Bull.
They do that. They're dead.
And if they don't, the Venatori retake it and the Dreadnought is dead. You'd be throwing away an alliance between the Inquisition and the Canary. You'd be declaring yourself Talvashoth. With all you've given the Inquisition, half the Ben Hasra think you've betrayed us already. I stood up for you, Hisrad. I told them you would never become Talvashoth.
They're my men.
I know, but you need to do what's right, Hisrad. For this alliance, and for the Kyun.
Call the retreat.
Don't!
They're falling back.
All these years, Hisrad, and you throw away all that you are. For what? For this? For them?
We can make this up to your people.
No, you can't.
No way they'll get out of range. Won't be long now.
Bull, when the Dreadnought sinks...
Sinks? Canary Dreadnoughts don't sink. Come on. Let's get back to my boys. Hey, boss.
Inquisitor, it is my duty to inform you that there will be no alliance between our peoples. Nor will you be receiving any more Ben Hasrath reports from your Talvishoth ally.
You under orders to kill me, Gat?
No. The Ben Hasrath have already lost one good man. They'd rather not lose two.
So much for that.
The loss of the Ben Hasrath information will hurt. Can we smoke out some of your old contacts?
They'll pool their people soon enough. But we might be able to identify the agents who replaced them. You're late.
Sorry, Chief. Still sore from fighting off all those vents. Good to see you, Inquisitor.
How did the Chargers come out of the fight?
Just fine. Thanks to you and the Chief, we had plenty of time to fall back. Chief's even breaking open a cask of chastened sackmead for the Chargers tonight.
Damn it, Krem. That's the kind of thing you don't have to mention to the Inquisitor.
Sorry, Chief.
Ah, forget it. You're doing fine.
I wonder who knows pain has tried the game. It's one who lacks a certain wherewithal. For he knows well a pain. Your worship graces me with blessed eyes.
You wanted to see me?
Bull! I got it!
Iposte sala Talvishoth.
Yeah, my soul's dust. Yours is scattered all over the ground, though, so... Sorry, boss. I thought I might need backup. Guess I'm not even worth sending professionals for.
You knew the assassins were coming?
Little change in the guard rotation tipped me off.
Why didn't you tell me ahead of time?
You go through years of Ben Hasrath training to hide facial expressions when I wasn't looking? See? Like that. If I'd warned you were the guards, the assassins would have been tipped off.
Are you all right?
Fine. Hurt myself worse than this fooling around in bed.
What if they used poison?
Oh, they definitely used poison. Sarcomec. Liquid form. If I hadn't been dosing myself with the antidote, I'd be going crazy and puking my guts up right now. As it is, it stings like shit. But that's about it.
Are you interested in getting some payback?
Against who? The entire Ben Hasrath? Besides, this wasn't serious. Sending two guys with blades against me? That's not a hit. That's a formality. Just making it clear that I'm Talvishoth. Talva-fucking-shoth.
You acted like a Talvishoth for years. That didn't change you. Neither does this.
That was just a role. This is my life. As one of those. I've killed hundreds of Talvishoth in Saharan. Bandits, murderers, bastards who turned their back on the Qun. And now I'm one of them.
You're not a Talvishoth. That's a Qunari word, and you don't follow the Qun any longer. You're Iron Bull, mercenary captain for the Inquisition.
I can live with that. Anyway, I'll get this cleaned up and let Red know what happened. Boss, whatever I miss, whatever I regret, this is where I want to be. Whenever you need an ass kicked, the Iron Bull is with you.
I hoped you'd stop by.
That's all for now.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
Inquisitor, Do you have a moment? What were you like before the anchor? Has it affected you? Changed you in any way? Your mind? Your morals? Your spirit?
I don't believe so.
Ah.
Why do you ask?
You show a wisdom I have not seen since my deepest journeys into the ancient memories of the Fade. You are not what I expected.
Sorry to disappoint.
It's not disappointing, it's... Most people are predictable. You have shown subtlety in your actions. A wisdom that goes against everything I expected. If the Dalish could raise someone with a spirit like yours, have I misjudged them?
The Dalish didn't make me like this. The decisions were mine.
Yes, you are wise to give yourself that due. Although the Dalish, in their fashion, may still have guided you. Perhaps that is it. I suppose it must be. Most people act with so little understanding of the world, but not you.
So what does this mean, Solus?
It means that I respect you deeply, Inquisitor. And I have disturbed you enough for one evening.
Inquisitor?
Anything I should know?
It seems that the Orlesian army is awaiting our next move. Some of the generals are sympathetic to our cause, others are still suspicious. Our actions are under a great deal of scrutiny.
I'll leave you to your work.
Lethalan.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
The Winter Palace assaulted. Duchess Florian disgraced.
How odd that more men show up at the manor to speak with you.
I apologize, sire. I'd never met those men before.
And what did they need? Nothing uncivil, I hope.
They asked about runes, something I planned from a child. About it all.
You are certain of these runes? A mage? Considered for divine? She is here.
об Арсианском театре. Графиня Дион, да вы смеетесь надо мной. Герцог Лисей, мне говорили, я в этом мастер. Графиня Дион, он не может быть нашим сыном, герцог Лисей. Я спрашивал в деревне, он носит ножи моего прадеда, те самые, что пропали той ночью. Графиня Дион, не может быть, герцог Лисей. В таком случае у вас нет возражений против нашего гостя, графиня Дион. Кому еще вы об этом рассказывали? Через дверь для слуг входит женщина в черно-золотой маске с вороньими перьями сбоку. Кланяется. Графиня бледнеет и закрывает лицо руками. Графиня Дион, но если человек, приехавший в наш замок, наш сын, герцог Лисей, как вы сами сказали, этого не может быть и не должно быть ради блага нас обоих. Поль Легран, вершильский наследник. В вершильском наследнике хватает предательства, мести, а кульминация неизменно ошеломляет. Эта пьеса ежегодно с неизменной помпой исполняется в городе, давшем ей название, для знатных особ из близлежащего Халамширала. В премьерной постановке графа Лисея играл знаменитый актер Виктор Буайи, городской эльф из Вал-Райо. В течение 5 лет он играл лишь всяческих кушать подано, пока наконец не убедил Леграна доверить ему роль посолиднее. Первый спектакль в столице был чрезвычайно хорош, принят публикой, а когда на поклон вышел Буайе, с мест встал сам император. К большому удивлению приезжих, эльфы в арсианских театрах пользуются успехом. При этом актерская жизнь полна таких скандалов, от которых краснеют даже барды. Поначалу довольно необычно видеть, что эльфов не просто терпят, а даже приглашают в высшие круги, но надо сказать, что в Орлее актеры в целом не слишком уважаемый класс. Магистр Пеленар об Арсианском театре, том 3, трагедии в современном стиле «Молодая служанка». Идемте же, милорд, потанцуем. Староста, о нет, я не могу, молодая служанка. О, молю вас, не отказывайте мне в танце. Староста, я слишком много выпил. Молодая служанка, пожалуйста, давайте потанцуем, мне скоро уходить. Староста, слишком много, прошу оставить мне должно крепиться. Смеясь, девушка поднимает старосту с кресла, но останавливается, услышав громкий звук. Молодая служанка, на капустное или рагу с обеда чую я. Староста, увы, оно вернулось к нам, проделав путь на юг. А Пурин, Велиширские холмы. Эта пьеса пользуется стойкой и, можно сказать, скандальной популярностью, когда всегда собирая много зрителей на ярмарках и праздниках. В вымышленной фералденской деревушке Великширские холмы проходит действие более 3000 эпатажных пьес, неизменным атрибутом которых является газоиспускание. Говорят, для должной игры в них у актеров есть особая диета. Мне не хватило храбрости расспрашивать о подробностях. Сад Скайхолда, создатель мой, которому ведомы мои чаяния, проведи меня сквозь ночную мглу, укрепи сердце мое против искушений порока, да прикорну я в тепле и неге. О Создатель, преклоню колени перед тобой, ибо ступаю я лишь там, где ты мне наказал. Останавливаюсь лишь в местах тобою благословленных, пою лишь те слова, что ты вложил мне в грудь. Создатель мой, которому ведомы мои чаяния, избавь меня от скорби, унеси от мира полного боли, назови меня достойным, одари бескрайней гордостью своей. Создатель мой, суди меня, какой я есть, пусть милость твоя не зайдет ко мне в добрый час, коснись меня огнем, дабы очистить, ответь на песнь мою, к тебе посланную. Услышь мой плач, о Создатель, забери меня к себе после смерти, породни меня со своей, и пусть мир снова узрит твою благодать, ибо ты пламя в сердце мира, и благодать лишь ты одарить волен.
Move along.
Cyril Mornay, for your crimes against the Empire of Orlais. For the murders of General Vincent Callier, Lady Laurette Callier, their 4 children, and their retainers. You are sentenced to be hanged from the neck until dead. Do you have anything to say in your defense? Very well.
Well, this is grim.
Look at all these people. I thought we were more civilized than this.
Proceed.
Stop!
A Grey Warden.
This man is innocent of the crimes laid before him. Orders were given, and he followed them like any good soldier. He should not die for that mistake.
Then find me the man who gave the order.
Oh, shit.
Blackwall!
No, I am not Blackwall. I never was Blackwall. Warden Blackwall is dead, and has been for years. I assumed his name to hide like a coward from who I really am.
You, after all this time.
It's over. I'm done hiding. I gave the order. The crime is mine. I am Tom Rainier.
What do you think of the Inquisition now? Their fortunes have certainly changed.
It's still very dangerous to send wagons all the way to Skyhold.
Can you believe it? Tom Rainier himself.
Really?
You must know something about Rainier.
I know what everyone knows. He'll hang for the massacre of a noble and his family.
Where did they take the prisoner?
In the jail of the marketplace. If you've goodbyes to say them now. It's a damned mess, but believe you me, it'll be sorted out quick. Lots of people can't wait to see that man swing. Guess not.
I am undone. Buried in wealth, but undone.
You have, of course, notified the stakeholders.
They are expecting your tariffs. And then he realized they weren't listening. They were staring at the cake.
I didn't take Blackwall's life. I traded his death. He wanted me for the Wardens, but there was an ambush. Darkspawn. He was killed. I took his name to stop the world from losing a good man. But a good man, the man he was, wouldn't have let another die in his place.
You saved that man. That took courage.
Courage? I killed innocent people. Destroyed Mornay's life and the lives of others like him. One moment of courage will not make up for that. Why are you here?
That depends on what you say.
Don't you understand? I gave the order to kill Lord Callier, his entourage, and I lied to my men about what they were doing. When it came to light, I ran. Those men, my men, paid for my treason, while I was pretending to be a better man. This is what I am. A murderer, a traitor, a monster.
Would a monster have given himself up? Somewhere along the line, you stopped pretending.
Yes.
That's... for now.
I have Liliana's report on Tom Rainier.
Give me the overview.
Looks like our friend was once a respected captain in the Imperial Orlesian army. Before the Civil War, he was turned, persuaded to assassinate one of Celine's biggest supporters. He led a group of fiercely loyal men on this mission, and told them nothing of it. His men took the fall for him. A few lucky ones, like Mornay, managed to escape.
This is helpful, or at least educational.
Don't blame yourself. We all made this mistake. What do we do now? Rainier has accepted his fate, but you don't have to. We have resources. If he's released to us, you may pass judgment on him yourself.
If it were up to you, what would happen?
What he did to the men under his command was unacceptable. He betrayed their trust, betrayed ours. I despise him for it. And yet he fought as a warden, joined the Inquisition, gave his blood for our cause. And the moment he shakes off his past, he turns around and owns up to it. Why?
Some part of you is impressed by what he did, isn't it?
Saving Mornay the way he did took courage, I'll give him that. But I can't tell you what to do.
Have Rainier released to us.
We must move quickly. We can explore our options back at Skyhold.
We don't have the strength of treaties to judge a Great Warden.
Hero. Saved us all a while back.
Не стоит лишний раз говорить об этом месте. Дело сделано. Высылаем все полезное, остальное пусть засыпет песком рыбак. Если вы сочтете это целесообразным, мы можем освободить Тома Ренье, ранее известного нам как Блэк, из тюрьмы Валруайо, о которой в данный момент он ожидает правосудия. И леди Инквизитор, не забывайте, что важнее ему предъявлены обвинения в убийстве лорда Венсона Келье, генерала и преданного союзника Селина, а также всей семьи Келье. Решение за вами. Лилиана рассказала о плане освобождения Рене через подпольные связи. Неплохо, если сделать так, на Инквизицию никто не подумает.
Let's see what we have.
покровом ночи Ренье доставили к воротам Скайхолда. Как лучше, не спрашивайте, Лилиана. Миледи, посол Монтелье, мы никогда не встречались, но, насколько я понял, ваши действия уберегли меня от неприятнейших связей. Поскольку мне не нравится быть у кого-то в долгу, хочу отплатить вам информацию, представляющей определенный интерес. Знали ли вы, что недавно великая герцогиня Лаицкая приезжала к королю Селестин, а именно, она 2 недели гостила у герцога Бланшера Монтаньского. В свете других ее связей я необычайно большого количества денег, появившихся впоследствии в том районе, полагаю, вы захотите его проведать. Искренне ваш герцог Валер Фонтен.
Inquisitor.
For judgment this day, Inquisitor, I must present Captain Tom Rainier, formerly known to us as Warden Blackwall. His crimes... well, you are aware of his crimes. The decision of what to do with him is yours.
I didn't think this would be easy, but it's harder than I thought.
Another thing to regret. Using your ties to the underworld to free me. You're a criminal, same as me. The world will learn how you've used your influence. They'll know the Inquisition is corrupt.
Once the world is back to normal, no one will even remember this.
I'll remember. I accepted my punishment. I was ready for all this to end. Why would you stop it? What becomes of me now?
Blackwall intended you join the Wardens. I will let them decide your fate. But only when Corypheus is dead. For now, Tom Rainier, the Inquisition needs you.
As you command.
I'm told not all survive the joining, and the life of a true Warden is difficult.
If I die, it will be no less than I deserve. And if I live, I'll make it count. I am grateful for this, Inquisitor. And I will serve for as long as I can.